kind of homegoing people talk about for years. The City of Praise Ministries in Landover, Maryland was packed for the funeral for the legendary civil rights activist and comedian Dick Gregory. Everyone from Minister Louis Farrakhan to iconic civil rights activists and musicians, including Stevie Wonder, turned out to say goodbye. This hour, we're going to show you some of the highlights, beginning with the Reverend Dr. William Barber talking about Dick Gregory's legacy.
He said it like he saw it, but then he did it. Marching for voting rights, performing at benefits for civil rights group. He was even shot in the leg while serving as a peacemaker during the 1965 Watts riots in Los Angeles. I love that. Greggory once said about racism, Mother Greggory, he said, a whole lots of Americans got that attitude, and we tolerate it because you can hide your feeling behind policies. That's why we got to work to flush this whole thing out. Greggory understood that racism was far more than whether or not you had a black friend. His laughter was a battle cry. His jokes were not merely for entertainment and money, but for empowerment and movement building. His laughter and his comedy was a bold critique. His satire was fearless and bold as he challenged America's original sins of genocide and racism and war. He was a genius. He was brilliant. His comedy was not mere buffoonery. It gave us backbone. And when you listen to Dick Gregory's comedy, you were not hearing a performer, but a prophet. I want to channel my inner Dick Gregory. If Dick was commenting today, he might just say, you know, the president kissed black babies in Texas the other day. And some say he's not a racist or a white supremacist. Well, Dick might say, we don't need to remember the Alamo, we need to remember the Okie-doke. Because when you kiss a black baby in Texas while you're trying to take babies' health care in D.C., when you kiss a black baby in Texas but you're stealing their voting rights in D.C., when you kiss a baby or a brown baby in Texas but you're stealing their immigrant rights in D.C., that is the okie-doke. I was on Roland Martin's show a few weeks ago, and Dick was there, and he was talking to me. We were talking about building a new poor people's campaign. And then he said, Barber, he said, there are 1 million black men just missing. And he looked at me. I said, they're missing, man. Gone. But I learned when Dick said stuff, you better Google it. Because he wasn't always joking. And so I Googled it, and guess what I found? A New York Times article that said there are 1.5 million black men missing from incarceration or early death. Dick wasn't playing. Dick Gregory knew how to joke about the horrors of racism and the plots of the wicked. He knew how to do it so we could laugh as we cried, as we fought, as we marched, as we died. And maybe deep down on the inside, Dick Gregory knew that the pretense of man's power in the face of God's all power really is a joke.
I'm at a time now where I wish I could sit with Dick because I've got work to do. I'm cleaning out the White House. We're going to sanitize the White House. We're not going to take what is happening in this country. Haven't you taken enough? And then comes along this person. This person who does not respect you, this dishonorable human being who cheats everybody, this dishonorable human being who will lie at the drop of a hat, this dishonorable human being who have the alt-right and the KKK and everybody else inside his cabinet. This dishonorable human being who can criticize everybody but Putin and Russia. Did he collude with Russia? I bet you Dick Gregory would tell me, yeah, he did it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here tonight because, yes, I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming our time. I'm here tonight because we've got to reclaim Dick Gregory's time. We've got to honor the time that he gave to us. And so, Dick, talk to me. Send me the message. Advise me. I'm listening. Not only are we going to clean out the White House, we're going to take back the house that slaves built. And so, Lillian and family, I want to thank you. That evening, the last evening that I saw Dick in St. Louis where he performed, throughout his presentation, he really was telling us and talking about the plight of our people. Still, when they talk about the economy is doing better, our men are jobless. Our children cannot depend on us to make sure they have a decent quality of life. And yes, we have children that are problematic and are doing things that we would not like them to do. And we know what's going on in many of our cities, and a lot of people point to Chicago. But the first thing we must do is understand these kids have been dropped off of America's agenda. It is ours to love them and to embrace them and to work with them and have them understand that we're going to speak up for them, that we're not going to crawl back, that we're not going to hide because we don't have the guts and the courage to stand up for what is right. And so, Dick, I know you're listening to me. And I don't know who else is listening to you, but I'm listening to you. You're in my heart. You're in my ear. And so, not only am I talking about reclaiming time, I'm talking about creating a whole new time. This is our time to lead America. This is our time to understand too many sacrifices have been made. And I know even my colleagues get very upset. Some get afraid when I say impeachment. When I get through with Donald Trump, he's going to wish he had been impeached. I feel it very deeply. I am so offended by him, and I love my people so much that I am not going to put up with it. I'm going to say impeach 45 every day. Impeach 45 every day. Impeach 45 every day. Thank you, Dick, for inspiring me. Thank you for inspiring us all. I will never forget the lessons you have taught me. Thank you.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.